Hi, and thank you for tuning in to the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. We are on Exodus chapter 18 today, and this is such a beautiful story, a challenging story, a thought-provoking story as we look at this portion of Moses' life. Now, up until this point, we have seen Moses work through his own insecurities. We've heard him kind of give excuses to God of why he's not the right person. Then we've seen him walk in faith with the Lord, go before Pharaoh. We've seen plagues come, miracles happen, Red Seas parted. We've seen him in the wilderness navigate through the complaining and disgruntled reactions of the Israelites. And he's done incredible things. And yet we all have room to grow, don't we? In this portion of his life, in Exodus chapter 18, we actually see him get visited from a family member. We see Jethro, which is his father-in-law, Zipporah's dad, comes out and spends some time with Moses. And as he's there, he notices things about the way that Moses is leading that need to be corrected. I just am going to read a couple verses. I don't want to ruin the whole story for you, but I'm going to read to you from Exodus chapter 18, and I want to start in verse 17. This is Jethro talking to Moses, as only a father-in-law can. He says, "This is not good," Moses' father-in-law exclaimed. "You're going to wear yourself out, and the people too. This job is too heavy a burden for you to handle all by yourself." Now, I'm not even going to tell you what Moses was doing. You got to read the chapter for that. But what happens is that Jethro comes in and he sees that Moses is trying to do it all on his own. Yes, God has asked him to do a lot, but there's things that he's doing that God never asked for him to do. And what Jethro comes in and says is, you need to delegate some things. You need to hand some things off. You need to pray, ask God for wisdom. Who are the right people, the right scenarios, the right timing, right? Don't just give it all to someone who shouldn't have it, that responsibility. But this story challenges me, and I'm guessing it challenges you. You know, sometimes in life, we can think that it all falls on us. We have to do it all. Maybe you're a mom or a dad. Maybe you're a student right now. Maybe you're a husband or a wife. Maybe you're a brother or a sister. Maybe you're in a position at work where you oversee things. In so many arenas of life, we can take on this mentality that we have to carry it all by ourselves, and that if we ask for help, that's actually weakness. Jethro reveals to Moses here that asking for help is actually wisdom. I want to challenge you in your arena of life. Are there things that you are currently carrying the weight of that God never intended for you to carry alone? Are there things that you're doing that's really just spinning your wheels and aren't effective that someone else could come alongside or even thoroughly take over for you, that you could focus on what God has actually called you to do? You see, we can get so emburdened and so weighed down by adding so many things to our plate, our plate of responsibility, so to speak. And yet, when was the last time you actually looked at your plate of responsibility, the things that you feel ownership of, and the buck stops here? And are there things on that plate that really shouldn't be there, that could be delegated to someone, that maybe aren't even important and could fall off, or that you need to get assistance and guidance in? Number one, God is our help. Some of us are trying to go through life without him, and we only go to God when we can't handle it on our own. Friends, we can't handle life on our own. We need God. We need his wisdom, his guidance, his protection, his strength, his peace. Go to God first. But after you have that communion with God, I bet God might reveal to you he's also placed people in your life to help you. Are there things that you're currently carrying the weight of that God never intended you to carry? Spend some time thinking and praying about that today. Ask God for wisdom. Maybe, who are the people in my life that I need to ask help from? Who are the people, like maybe it's your spouse. Maybe in your home you've been doing too much and you really need them to step up and join the team. Maybe it's at work. Because of your title or your role, you feel like I have to do everything. And God's like, wait a minute. Who can you delegate some things to? Let's ask God for wisdom. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in today. And I hope to see you again tomorrow for another Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.